After days of intense discussions, the Senate has reached a bipartisan agreement on a historic relief package for this pandemic. It will rush new resources onto the front lines of our nation's healthcare fight, and it will inject trillions of dollars of cash into the economy as fast as possible to help American workers, families, small businesses, and industries make it through this disruption and emerge on the other side ready to soar. The Bipartisan CARES Act will squarely address each of the four big priorities that I laid out in my legislation at the beginning of the process about a week ago. It will rush financial assistance to Americans through direct checks to households from the middle class on down, and through a significant and creative expansion of unemployment insurance during this emergency. It will deliver historic relief to Main Street America through hundreds of billions of dollars in emergency loans so more small businesses can survive this and keep paying their workers. It will help secure our economic foundations and stabilize key national industries to prevent as many layoffs as possible.
There's going to be a lot of good that this does, at least in the short term. And people, this is very interesting because we see here, the government is the cause of, the government has declared, I shouldn't say the cause is the virus, but the government has declared the shutdown. So we're obeying a government mandate to not work, to not make money, to not do what we would normally do. So it is a government responsibility to provide for people while that's going on, right? That's the same way, if the government detained you, it's the government's responsibility to feed you and take care of your medical care and everything else. They'll get to detain you and say, sorry, you're on your own now. So the government has told us to self-quarantine, which is in effect a mass detention for a good reason, but they also need to help people keep the lights on and pay their bills in the meantime. It's the right thing, but let's also remember it's a short-term thing. The clock is ticking in every respect right now. We do not have, and I think this is the thinking on this issue that I believe is dangerous. We do not have an open-ended timeline in shutdown, and we do not have an unending checkbook with which we can deal with all of this. We were already, and this is why the trillions and trillions of dollars, and by the way, you look at the Obama administration and what was spent, not just in the rescue from the financial crisis, but just what was spent for all 8 years. You had more added to the national debt than I believe was added before it by every, well, I don't want to say something that's numerically untrue, but it was certainly the most expensive presidency in the history of the country. That's for sure. In terms of overall dollars, more dollars spent for the 8 years of the Obama administration than any other comparable period of time. You might say, well, what about World War II if we adjust for inflation? There's some, but they spent a lot of money under the Obama administration. A lot of money, a lot. And we spent too much money in the Bush administration and going back and back and back. And now the debt is out of control. The debt matters, folks. We need to keep that in mind because we could do a final straw situation here if we keep this check writing on for too long.
Hey, Team Buck, thank you so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you like this video, please click that little thumbs up button so then it will log as liked. And also, if you want to see more great content from The First, please click subscribe.